Welcome to Incident Commander. This course covers the essential role of an incident commander during critical system outages and emergencies. An incident commander is the single point of authority responsible for coordinating the response, making key decisions, and ensuring effective communication among all teams involved. Understanding this role is crucial for anyone working in operations, DevOps, or site reliability engineering. An incident commander is the leader appointed to manage a critical incident from start to finish. They are responsible for coordinating all teams, making decisions, communicating with stakeholders, and ensuring the incident is resolved efficiently. The incident commander has full authority during the crisis, which means all teams report to them and follow their direction. This centralized leadership prevents confusion and ensures everyone works toward the same goal of restoring service. The incident commander has several key responsibilities. First, they maintain the incident timeline, documenting when events happen and what actions are taken. Second, they manage the incident scope, deciding what is in scope and what is not. Third, they make critical decisions about trade-offs between safety and speed. Fourth, they facilitate communication between all teams involved. And finally, they represent the incident to executive leadership and other stakeholders who need updates. When an incident is declared, the incident commander takes charge immediately. They establish incident channels and bring together the necessary teams. They define the incident severity, which determines how many people are involved and how urgently the issue must be resolved. They establish a bridge call where all technical teams can communicate in real time. And they set clear objectives for what success looks like and what timeline they are aiming for. During an active incident, the incident commander focuses on several critical tasks. They maintain constant communication with all teams to understand progress and blockers. They make decisions on complex trade-offs, such as whether to proceed cautiously or move faster. They escalate issues to senior leadership when needed. They update stakeholders on status and timeline, and they ensure the incident timeline is being documented accurately so nothing is missed. Decision-making is a core skill for an incident commander. When facing critical choices, they weigh safety against speed, asking whether a faster approach might introduce new risks. They balance technical purity against pragmatism, sometimes choosing quick fixes over perfect solutions. They consider customer impact, asking how different options affect end users. They seek input from subject matter experts but retain final authority. And they clearly communicate each decision and the reasoning behind it. Effective communication is essential for incident command. The incident commander maintains the incident timeline with detailed notes on what happened when. They provide regular status updates to stakeholders at appropriate intervals. They ensure all team members understand the current status and their specific responsibilities. They manage the incident bridge call, keeping discussions focused and productive. And they document decisions and their rationale for later review during the post-incident process. When an incident is resolved, the incident commander manages the formal stand-down process. They verify that incident objectives have been achieved and all critical dependencies are resolved. They ensure stakeholders are informed and aligned on next steps. They transition incident data to operations runbooks so the team knows how to handle this type of issue in the future. They assign on-call coverage for continued monitoring. And they archive all incident artifacts and action items for the post-incident review. Remember these essential points about the incident commander role. The incident commander is the single point of authority, centralizing decision-making during complex incidents. Balance safety and speed carefully, making trade-offs that consider both user impact and system stability. Always document decisions and maintain an accurate incident timeline, as this information becomes critical for the post-incident review and continuous improvement. Finally, lead the post-incident review process and drive the organization toward better practices for preventing similar incidents in the future.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.